My whole life, I always knew I was special. Even with no remainders, I could always move a decimal. Money on my mind while the girls that made un beso. Hustlers in my blood and it's running through my vessels. Just trying to clear the threshold, just trying to make a way. In my race against time, I could see an early grave. School to prison pipeline, 12 years a slave. Suspension and detention is conditioned for a cage. Next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is David Benavidez says that the fight with Jermall Charlo must happen now. After their altercation at the Earl Spence Ugas fight, he's saying their fight must happen now. Let's take a listen at what David Benavidez had to say about fighting Jermall Charlo and about their altercation.
Fucking my dad, so, we pulled up.
Wait, what do you do?
He's just running his mouth.
Yeah.
So, we like trying to bitch ass motherfucker.
What happened,
bro?
I'm up here, David. I'll be in Arizona for your fight.
Okay, bro. Appreciate
What happened with Mom? Ringside.
Mom? Who the fuck is Mom? That bitch ass motherfucker.
What happened,
bro? He's just running his fucking mouth. That's all he do is run his mouth. And he was trying to go fuck with my dad. So we pulled up.
Wait, what do you do?
He ain't doing that. He's just running his mouth.
Yeah.
That's all he does. Run his mouth. Like always, he always fucking quick to run his mouth, but he never trying to do nothing.
What did you get to say anything to him or?
Yeah, I told him I was gonna beat his ass. I was gonna fuck his ass up. The same trash talk, it's the same thing going back and forth.
What was he saying to you, David?
He looked like he was drunk, to be honest with you. Couldn't even fucking stand, slurring his words, talking all this shit, saying that he was gonna beat my ass. We good.
You think we'll get that fight?
No, it has to happen. It definitely has to happen. But I'm excited, bro. It's a good fight. Hopefully we can make it here.
Right.
I'll have more people here because it's his own people in Texas don't even like him. I feel like I got more fans than him. Every time they put his fucking face on the screen, everybody booed him. That's it. But all right.
Thank you, David.
You heard what Benavidez said. He said he hopes the fight happens and they should do it in Texas. Said he got more people in Texas than Charlo does. And you heard what he said about the altercation. He said it started because he was talking trash to his pops. So I'm gonna turn it over to you, Conspiracy. What's your reaction to that? And do you think that the fight needs to happen now?
Man, the fight gotta happen. I'll say this. And hold on, I hear an echo. But I'll say, to be honest with you, I know it's hard for me to do this, but I gotta do it, man. I'm riding with my man Benavidez, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, and I like both Charlos, man. But I'm sorry, man. David's hungry. You know what I mean? It's time to eat. So, and the fact that he's like, yo, we can make this in Dallas. You know what I mean? Even though they're from Houston, but hey, he's like, yo, we can do it in Dallas, just whatever. I'll come to y'all. That tells you this dude is that confident, and to me, I almost gave Jermall an apology when I seen that first the footage before the explanation, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to apologize to Charlo because I was like, yo, Charlo stayed being they stayed being unprofessional this and the third, but everybody was like, nah, yo, they talking about his pops this and the third. David had to defend his family, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna fall back. You know what I mean? And so, I'll say this: both gentlemen still were wrong with that altercation, but when you had these type of situations, it's publicity. So why not just capitalize off of it? Hey, man, listen, let's create a fight. We got the buzz going right now. Let's just make this happen. If Charlo is really a man that's not afraid of David, set it up. Y'all both signed to PBC. So I'm pretty sure Al would make that fight happen. You know what I mean? David Benavidez needs a step-up fight, so why not, man? So I think this is good. I think the fight should happen. It should happen next. I don't see why Charlo wouldn't take the fight unless, and I'm not calling him a ducker, but unless he has a fight set up already. If he doesn't, man, let's see this fight, man. The world wants to see this fight. So yeah, make it happen.
All right, dollar bill.
It's not gonna happen. Fight must happen. It needs to happen, but it's not going to happen. We got to understand that this is the boxing. This is business. He's just left 160 to go to 168. I think he's flirting with fighting with the dog. And then seeing how that is, he's probably going to want to go to a different test after that. David Benavidez, he got a situation with Caleb Plant that they might want to work that out. With Charlo just coming into 168, I don't think they force it unless they can make a big pay-per-view or make a big setup to something like that. I think that would be a good fight. I would love to see that fight. I don't think that it'd be a wash on either side because I think that each side possesses skills. I think David Benavidez is going to deal with a guy that has the most skills that he ever faced with in his life. The same with Charlo. But I think it's a little bit different. Like David Benavidez ain't never been around with a guy that can box, hit, plus, you know what I'm saying, can be in there and be a dog as well. I don't think it's going to be as easy as people think it's going to be for David Benavidez. Even though I got a lot of love for David Benavidez, this is going to be a tough fight for him because of the skills that the Charlo brothers possess. I know sometimes they do a lot of distasteful things or things that I wouldn't do, you know what I'm saying? But I also got to remember that I'm not 20-something years old no more. And when I was a young man, I did things that I probably wish I never had done before. And I know I have, you know, so times, you know, especially when there's, you know, alcohol involved, you might do some things that you regret, you know, it happens, you know. And, you know, I've been on here, I've been critical about their behaviors outside of the ring. But inside of the ring, these young men handle business. I believe that the Charlo brother was cheated out of the other Charlo brothers cheated just because of the way he handles things. Yeah, politics. And just like with this brother Jermall, I think he's very talented. I think he hits hard. He has skills. He's the most skilled fighter that a David Benavidez has ever been in the ring with, and that he's going to really have to. I even think he's better than the Caleb Plant, but I'm not going to give him victories over people. I don't say he's going to beat these guys. I just think that he has better skills and he's better from what I've seen. And I think that David Benavidez shouldn't go in there thinking that he can just go there and walk through Charlo, because if he do, he'll mess around and get caught with something and he can be slept. Because he can get that catching that where he hit homie with, J-Rock with that. Because it gets to the point with David Benavidez, he comes in so reckless after he's able to hit a person so many times, you know, he starts throwing those hands and then he can get caught with something. It could happen. This is boxing. So I think that these are not my predictions yet because I don't know. I just don't see it happening right now. I just think that there's other fights, and with Charlo just moving up to 168 and testing himself out, he might mess around and say he want to go down to 160 again. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. But I just don't see it happening right away. I see that Al Heyman, if they do make it happen, I see that him trying to milk it as much as he possibly can to make this a pay-per-view fight.
Yeah, I understand why he wants it to happen now because the altercation was fresh in his mind. But logically, they may not be the best fights for each other at this point in time. I feel like Caleb Plant's the better fight for David Benavidez because even if Charlo moves up to 168 and it's his first fight and he beats Charlo, everyone's going to be like, oh, Charlo had to move up. He beat someone from the lower division, right? So they're going to call him a bully, basically, which is not going to do anything for him. There's been that bad blood between Benavidez and Caleb Plant where they can make that happen. And I think a lot of people are going to watch it. And plus, you want Caleb. Caleb's somewhat got a boost in his popularity from the fight with Canelo Alvarez, and people are going to want to see, can Benavidez do it better than Alvarez did it? You know, are they going to be looking to compare the performance? So for that, if I was Benavidez, I would be more focused on trying to get Caleb Plant in the ring. Plus, he has David Lemieux coming up, so I would be more focused on getting Lemieux and then trying to get Caleb Plant. And for Jermall, there's Howie Munguia out there where these two guys can really get things going and see like what's up. And
that is a good point. And Munguia is kind of inexperienced too, so that's a good.
Well, they'll be two step ups for both of them really, because and Demetrius Andrade moved up to 168, right? According to reports, so he vacated. So if they fight each other, it will be a chance for them to unify. They can fight for his vacant belt and the belt that Charlo has right now. And then you have Triple G at 160. and Triple G's already lined up to fight Canelo. But if Triple G fights Canelo, does that mean he's moving up to 168? Because I know Canelo ain't going back down to 160. I would hope not after fighting at 175. So if that fight's to take place, is Triple G going to vacate his belt? And is Triple G unified? I can't remember at 160. He just won another belt, right? No.
Yeah, I think he just got the IBF, right?
One other belt, right? Yeah. So I think this may be an opportunity for Charlo to try to, clean up 160 before he moves to 168. So I just think, like, if they really wanted to settle the score, man, get a sparring session in or something. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's best for their careers right now.
Nah, that's a good.
I'm with it.
But I do, nonetheless, if the fight happened, I think it'd be a great fight. I don't think Jermall's a punk at all. I mean, I think they do stuff like they bark a lot with no intention of biting, because they're not, they have stuff to lose and they know it. So they can't be reckless. So they talk reckless, but they know they can't act on what they're saying, which is why they shouldn't do it. But in the ring, those dudes are, they're as good as anyone. Like, you can't just give anyone a victim over, you can't just give anyone a victory over Jermall or Jermell. They got to go earn it. Like, those two guys are good enough to compete with anyone. You can't give anyone, not even Canelo. I think Canelo would win, but I still need to see it because they got enough skill to compete with anyone. So don't sleep on them. And if the fight happens, it is what it is, but I don't think it's the best thing for either.
I know you said something dope too, bro. I just want to point it out because I checked. Triple G does have the WBA and the IBF belt. You know what I'm saying?
He got it from the Asian guy just like 2 weeks ago. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and then and Charlo got the WBC, and that WBO is up in the air. He could try to be undisputed at once.
Unify with Munguia, and then be like, yo, Triple G, what's up? Like, let's do it for undisputed.
I like that road right there. I like that road, bro. Let us know how y'all feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe, and check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We're the Boxing Bro.